Okay, so let's get into some actual examples where we're going to multiply and we're going to simplify. Well, things are going to be multiplied and we're going to simplify and state restrictions. So we're definitely going to be stating restrictions now. So 3x to the 7 over 5y, that dot is times y to the 4 over 2x squared. Okay, so when I actually do that, I'm going to get 3x to the 7, y to the 4 over 5 times 2 is 10. And I could change the order, and I will. X squared y. Can't really reduce to 3 over 10, so it's going to be 3x to the 7 over x squared is x to the 5. Y to the 4 over y is y to the 3. And this simplifies into this. And there's nothing on the bottom. So are there any restrictions? The answer is yes, there are. There's restrictions because restrictions come from the initial step. So the restrictions here would be that 5y can't be 0, which means y cannot be equal to 0. And here, x cannot be equal to 0. Because both of those would cause a division by 0, and so both of them don't work. So this is equal to this with those restrictions. Okay, example 2. 3w to the 3 over 2x squared times 10x cubed over 9w cubed. So that's going to be, if we look at it, so I'm going to do some pre-canceling here actually. I'm going to cancel before we've done anything. So what can we cancel? We know that w cubed and w cubed are going to cancel with each other. X cubed and x squared, I'll deal with those after. 10 and 2, we're going to divide both of those by 2, so that's going to leave us with a 1 and a 5. 9 and 3, we could divide them both by 3. That gives us a 1. And so we end up with, we have to be careful here, 1 over 1x squared times 5x cubed over 3, which is going to be, now what we can actually say is there's x cubed over x squared. We can kind of cancel it. I'm not going to do it like that actually. 5x cubed over 3x squared, which is going to be equal to x cubed over x squared is x, 5x over 3. And there we go. This times this has reduced into 5x over 3. There are some restrictions. If we look at the bottom, we could see that x can't be 0, and that w also cannot be 0. Example 3. And we'll say all that is times okay, so there's our example. So we're going to see if there's anything that cancels. So we know, if we look at this, we could see that x plus 11 and x plus 11 are the same, and everything, they're both multiplied by everything on their line. So these guys cancel. And we also see that x minus 5, x minus 5, those guys cancel. And these guys don't. So this simplifies quite quickly into x plus 3 and x minus 2. It might be tempting to cancel these x's, but these x's are not multiplied by everything on the line. They're not available for canceling. Now we need some restrictions here, and we're going to have to look at the first step. So the restrictions are anything that makes the bottom 0. So the restrictions are going to be x minus 2, anything that x minus 2 can't be 0, x plus 11 can't be 0, and x minus 5 can't be 0. I like it better that way, the slash. Which means, in this case, x cannot be 2, x cannot be minus 11, and x cannot be, when we bring the minus 5 over, 5. And remember, we order them from smallest to biggest. So x cannot be negative 11, 2, and 5. And this entire thing, this is the answer. So simplified, this simplifies into this with, with those restrictions. X cannot be negative 11, 2, or 5.